recording that entry, I did not realize back in the day when we did that for Amityville webcam that we would be using that, but it's shorter than our previous intro and therefore can actually work through the StreamYard, so it works really well for it. But of course, greetings everybody and welcome to another episode of SeptumSin vs. the World. I'm SeptumSin. I'm here with Kotobuki Jake.
Hi.
We're here to show you what we got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
So, I've got the island beats on so that we can think warm thoughts. I mean, it was a warmer day and it felt like a rainforest out there because it was raining. But I am just thankful that I am here and that we're able to do one. But I'm doing this as a live stream because it seems a little bit easier. I mean, if we're going to be crowded around my studio anyway, might as well go this way. You've got a little bit more room to spread out where you're at, whereas we're kind of crammed together. And unfortunately, the place where we normally present is filled with movies while I'm doing a massive reshuffling project.
Right.
But it's my hope to change how we do things after that project is done. Because I'm thinking about moving things to maybe bringing things from the collection of movie suggestions or themed movies, 10 films of whatever. 10 films about gargling that we like to watch or something like that. I'm not even sure if I have any films about gargling.
Give it a year or two, I'm sure your boy Evan Jacobs will have one.
Yeah, that's a tip for you. Of course, tomorrow, actually, I've got another Anhedenia project. I know he's probably saddened with last week because I did not like the Christmas movie he did. I was more split about this week's In Darkness or something like that. I really liked the concept. It was just a little of a drag, but but hey, take a look at that. That video's out tomorrow, and if you really like these pickups, well, we had a pickup, I think, post today. Let me see. My videos. We had one. Oh wait, it's live. That's not going to help me. We had one post. Yeah, just today. Actually, it's us together.
Yeah.
That's that one we filmed together a number of weeks ago. It's finally up.
Yay.
So we can. So you after you finish watching us live, you can watch us not live. Kind of crammed into this space. All right. Well, now that I got that shared out, I guess we'll go ahead and start. Since I've been doing presentations for a lot longer than you have recently, I will leave it to you, Jake, to go ahead and start us off today.
It's just as well. I don't have anything extraordinarily exciting this week, so if you're ending it, that'll work. So the first one's one that's been sitting on my shelf for a while. I picked it up. I think it was a Friends at the Library purchase. I think I picked it up really cheap, but I honestly couldn't swear to it at this point. But might as well go ahead and present it to make an even 10.
Yeah.
And that is a Robert De Niro starring film from a few years ago called Ronin. You got Stellan Skarsgård, Jonathan Pryce, Sean Bean, Natasha McElhone, and Jean Reno. Not a bad cast. It's a John Frankenheimer film. I don't know much about this. I seem to remember it getting reviews. But, it's there. I'd like to see it eventually. De Niro is pretty cool. He's one of the hardest working people in Hollywood, and I feel like most of his films are worth one watch. I don't know if this will be worth keeping once I've seen it, but it is there.
Oh.
you ever see that one?
I have not. I hadn't even heard of it before you actually brought it up.
I thought it was pretty well known, but
So this one is done this one was released by the great SOV Horror. May you rest in peace. The great little website for micro-budget filmmakers. I'm just double checking because I got some sort of thing here. Why the storage bin be like uncertain? Probably a lot. I'm running out of comic boxes to store my movies in, so now we're looking at storage bins. So let's talk about this one. Raven. The animated films of Ron Ford. So, that's kind of cool there.
interesting.
And micro-budget animation can be really cool, depending on what you do. Basement Videos is proud to prevent it from
How
happening.
to prevent this movie?
The animated shorts from SOV pioneer Ron Ford is an auteur behind Hollywood Mortuary, The Crawling Brain, and Dead Season. So, this is 2010 stuff, which is pretty cool stuff. I mean, I love the artwork they do for shot on SOV Horror. They do a good job with presentation and things. I'm pretty sure you haven't heard of that one.
No,
for that matter.
It intrigues me somewhat, so you'll have to let me know if it's any good. But I probably typically would do this in the inverse. I would probably do the upgrades first and then do the new stuff. But for those of you who are not aware, we recently had a very significant storm event here, followed by another significant storm event. Basically, just as we were starting to get free of the snow and ice, it snowed again. So the first snow and ice event, I had a little bit of time on my hands, and I did do a little bit of digging through the collection to see what I can upgrade and try to get rid of. And, I cut a couple things out, but mostly I did upgrades. And I ordered from, and I don't know the particulars here. I don't know if anyone does. But it seems that Shout Factory is now distributing through a site called Groove Entertainment or something to that effect. But whatever the case, you go to Shout Factory, you're redirected to Groove. And they have some pretty cool stuff that Shout did not. Of course, you've got a lot of Shout. But I ended up doing a couple of orders during that ice storm that took a long time to ship. Because we didn't even get mail here for almost a week. And then when we did, it took a while for them to come. But I did eventually get both orders. And I have scaled way back on getting new stuff for the collection. Like I said, this was dirt cheap, and it was a title that was familiar to me somewhat. But even this is pushing the limits of what I'm really doing right now. I mostly was good, and I mostly kept myself from adding new stuff on this order, but I did allow 3 new items, and each one of them I had my reasons. None of them are slam dunk choices, but I had my reasons. The first one was a movie that came out a couple years ago on my birthday weekend, and I was so excited for this birthday release. And I believe actually Brandon, I think, went with me on this one. And I think we were both underwhelmed. But I am, of course, as anyone who follows this channel or the Movies Galore channel knows, I am a very big fan of the Coen brothers. And recently they've been exploring their own respective venues. I'm still waiting for a physical release of Joel Coen's Tragedy of Macbeth.
or the Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Well, that was a Coen Brothers release, but yes, I'm still waiting for that. Criterion, get on it. Which actually, Buster Scruggs makes more sense because Criterion's doing a lot of Netflix. Macbeth was an Apple Plus release, so God knows. But whoever just released Coda released Tragedy of Macbeth. If Criterion,
Exactly.
I'd buy that for $1.
hell yeah, I'd buy them both for $1. I'd buy them for $1 each. But so Ethan Coen has done a couple of items with his life partner Trisha Cook, I believe it is. Trisha Cook. And their documentary of Jerry Lee Lewis, I don't know if it's even watchable under most venues. I think it got a festival release, and I don't think it has a physical. But their first feature collaboration, scripted feature, was this movie, Drive Away Dolls.
They're pretty good.
Featured Margaret Qualley and Geraldine Viswanathan, with supporting performances by Beanie Feldstein, Coleman Domingo, Pedro Pascal, and Matt Damon. And it's an interesting movie. It's got the usual team for the most part. Trisha Cook is an editor by trade, and she does the editing on the film. Carter Burwell, frequent Coen Brothers collaborator, does the music. It's an interesting movie. I was disappointed by it. I was hoping for more. Let's just say that of the two Coens, Joel is the one who has by far the strongest hand as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
But Ethan has a quirky sensibility that does make for interesting movies. And this is worth a watch. And I think it's worth having in the collection. But I didn't feel the need to hold out for a Criterion release. I saw it for sale cheaply, and I was like, I'm getting that.
Hey, that's a way of going. So mine is a twofer here.
Okay.
I got a couple that are paired. Actually, two things that I'm going to be two items for one. And this is back when I was collecting some full moon stuff because I was trying to build some stuff because Mo and us were trying to do some full moon productions.
Right.
Everything I've done with Mo has crashed and burned, so I guess that's just leaves me with a bunch of full moon features that I've never seen. For better or for worse, I guess.
If I recall correctly, he swore by them.
Yeah, he did. He did indeed. All right. Well, the first of these is Ravenloft Towers.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
Legendary Ravenloft Towers, once home to Hollywood's elite, has fallen on hard times. Jake, the new assistant manager, slowly discovers that concealed among the tower's dark corridors, decrepit interiors, and locked rooms are many terrifying secrets, guests who disappear without a trace, mad doctors, degenerate monstrosities, and inbred horrors. So, that sounds pretty cool, which is good because I've got twice the fun because I also have Ravenloft Towers. Ravenwolf, sorry. Not Ravenloft. Ravenwolf Towers 2. Episode 2, Bonds of Blood. So, legendary Ravenwolf Towers, once the home to Hollywood lead. So, let's see here. Yep, and this just is a continuation of the story, kind of like episodic that they're doing here. So, this is a nice little twofer for that. I think this is like one of those where you got to get the second one to do the whole story. Speaking of which, I'd heard the news that that they're finally getting going with the new Spider-Verse movie, which will be good because that way I can finally watch the whole movie and finally break out my second Spider-Verse film.
Right. Very good. All right, so my next one I believe, actually, if I remember correctly, the next two both had in common, and incidentally, I don't think this was necessarily the movie poster. I think this is, yeah, but it's a fun poster. It's kind of neat.
Yep.
When we were doing the Versus Awards, actually, Mo, I think, was the one who suggested the best poster or cover art category, which I think is a really good category. And there was a movie, I think both of these were ones that I thought deserved consideration in that category. And I think this one actually did get a Versus Award nomination in that category only. And partly because I'm the only person that bothered to watch this, probably even to this day. But it's one that I had never heard of until I saw it at the library, and I'm like, ooh, that looks fun. And yes, the cover art did exactly what that category was intended. It's like, it grabs your attention and it makes you go, I want to see this movie. And that is a movie by Anita Manzoor called Polite Society. See, that's a pretty cool looking cover there.
For a second, I thought you were going to go with Eat Wheaties.
With what?
Eat Wheaties.
Yeah, no, not that one. Although that one I might eventually get. This one I actually enjoyed. Eat Wheaties was more of an oddball.
Eat Wheaties was an oddball. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure whether I enjoyed it or not, but I did watch it.
So I can't remember precisely how I described this, but pulling from the dregs of my memory, I feel like it was basically, the idea of it was sort of a Guy Ritchie take on Bend It Like Beckham from someone who's seen way too many Tarantino films. That should give you a rough idea. It is very Guy Ritchie-ish, but but the whole idea, much like Bend It Like Beckham, you have a young lady who doesn't want to follow what her parents want her to do. She is a martial artist by trade, which of course is not something that fits in with polite society. Her sister is getting married, and it causes a lot of friction. And shenanigans ensue in a very Guy Ritchie-esque manner. And it's a fun movie. It's not a true classic. I'm not going to say this is one of the greatest films ever made, but I really enjoyed it. And it's kind of rare in the wild. So when I saw it for sale really cheap, I was like, hells yeah, I'm throwing this in the cart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. There we are. So this next one is one that was up for some awards back in the day. I don't think we put it up for any Versus Awards. And this will tell you how long it's been since I've gotten this. I got this around the holiday season after it came out, because I thought it was a pretty decent telling of Edgar Allan Poe, and that is The Raven. I told you how long it's been.
That predates the Versus Awards.
It does. I told you how far back some of these pickups go. When I get to my other two for, you're gonna be like, but you presented some other stuff in the series that's later in there. I know it doesn't make sense. But yeah, this one was a pretty good telling of, I want to say it actually retold The Black Cat, or one of those, or it might have been another one that did that. But it was actually a pretty good one. I thought it was decent. I need to watch it again to see if I want to keep it in the collection, which is the state of a lot of these. I haven't decided to eject all of them. Matter of fact, I went through a lot of my eject pile and did a reevaluation and said, okay, I will give these one more chance. And the rest of them like, no, screw these films. They're leaving the collection. Because I try to do one more run over before I start listing them, because that's what I'm going to be doing soon. But The Raven was a pretty cool film. I thought the acting was well done in it. But just fell short of greatness, I think. I mean, you saw that one as well.
I don't believe I've seen that movie.
I swear I thought we were watching it because it had Oscar buzz. But
I don't believe so. Now, this one definitely had Oscar buzz. In fact, if I remember correctly, it was up for a handful of Oscars and might have won original screenplay. I feel like it did. But the Oscars love Paul Thomas Anderson. They love him. And the critics really love him. And to be honest, this one feels like a movie that will eventually get a Criterion release, but this is a really nice release and it's worth having. I personally like him, but I feel like he's kind of overrated. I loved Magnolia, but most of the others, I wasn't their biggest fan. And that's true of this movie. But I absolutely love the cover art, and I did appreciate it as a good movie. And that was one that he did a few years back. I feel like it was 2021. Okay, so yeah, probably right around when we started the Versus Awards. And that was a movie called Licorice Pizza, which stars Alana Haim of the rock trio Haim, as well as Cooper Hoffman, the son of the late, great Philip Seymour Hoffman, who was a frequent collaborator of Anderson. And you got a bunch of people in here. Sean Penn, Tom Waits, Bradley Cooper, Benny Safdie. That's a great cast. And if I remember correctly, the other Haim sisters were in here in supporting roles. I think they played the main character's sisters. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. It has some plot elements that not everyone enjoyed. And it's, again, I think it's overrated. But I love the cover art. I thought it was an interesting and enjoyable movie, well acted, well made, and absolutely deserved a spot in the collection. And it was pretty cheap. Like I said, it's kind of a placeholder in case one. Hello, Olivia. I feel confident that one day Criterion is going to do a P.T. Anderson collection. And this will probably be in it. Probably kind of like the Wes Anderson collection they just put out. Yeah. And if that happens, hell yeah, I'm going to upgrade. But even now, this one has bonus features. It's not a bad edition. So glad to add it to the collection.
Well, my next one is one that will probably be leaving the collection. But I do like the director of this. And it did get Versus Award recognition. I don't remember what it was for, but it did get recognition for something. And that was Ravage Nation. This connects to Doomsday Stories, which is a Phil Herman anthology, which I have actually almost decided to eject, but decided to keep. This one takes place in this place where kind of a zombie apocalypse hits. And it's well shot. Cinematography was amazing in it. Costume design was really good, but it had the issue of being. I couldn't get into it. I was just bored by it. Now, that being said, I do think that Michael Moutsatsos, who does this, he's a really good indie director, and he has done some very good stuff. And I think that if you really, really are into the world building and all that, you could probably get into this. There's some movies you can watch just for the cinematography. I'm not one of those people typically, so I'm not quite there for it. So you'll probably see this up actually today on eBay, because I can put it up there on there. So it'll be up on the bay after this video, because I'll just go dink and do it. Matter of fact, actually with AI, I hate saying this because I hate AI overall. The AI has actually made putting stuff up on the web really easy. You just take a front and back picture and it generates everything else for you. So, I mean, I put up like 10 items in less than 5 minutes. So,
assuming that everything it generates is correct.
Yeah, so far it's actually not only has it been correct about things, but it's identified some indie films, which is pretty impressive. So, yep, some fun stuff there.
Right. Okay, so these three were split over the two orders. I got Gravelly Dolls with the first order and these two with the second one. Everything else that I'm going to be doing was the remainder of the first order, which was all upgrades. And the first one is bare bones. There are no bonus features at all, which really annoys me. But I had one of those friggin' goddamn flippers from Warner Brothers from back in the day, and it was bare bones. It was bare bones too, so it's still an upgrade because I went to Blu-ray. So we've had a couple of high-profile losses the last couple of days. Our friend Forrest just posted the notice that Tom Noonan died, but a couple of days ago, Robert Duvall, very high-profile. And then stepping away from,
politically with Jesse Jackson.
I was going to say, stepping away from movies for a minute, Jesse Jackson fell right between them. So this was one that I bought in tribute to a more, at this point, 3 months back. But we've had a few high-profile losses over the last few months, and I just wanted to mention that, a little bit of an RIP to those three individuals. We did mention Robert Duvall on the Movies Galore discussion. But one who was a major tragedy within the last few months was Rob Reiner. And I did finally watch my copy of When Harry Met Sally in tribute to him. But this was one that needed an upgrade anyway, and I was like, now I have an excuse to watch this one in tribute. And it's especially apropos, given that the current individual to have this title, well, let's just say feelings between him and Mr. Reiner were not positive. But that is the movie The American President, which was the movie that basically was the seed from which The West Wing arose. This was a Rob Reiner film from a script by Aaron Sorkin, and Sorkin went on to expand this, and Martin Sheen has a supporting role in this film. Of course, went on famously to play Jedediah Bartlett in The West Wing. This one stars Michael Douglas as the president and Annette Bening and he's a widower. And Annette Bening plays a lobbyist who he ends up becoming kind of close to. You've also got Michael J. Fox and David Paymer as staffers in the film. Really good movie. I always enjoyed it, and I will always remember this. I did not watch a lot of SNL when I was younger, but I will always remember Phil Hartman in his role as Bill Clinton coming on Weekend Update and talking about this movie. I love that. Look it up if you can find it. It's a great clip. Hartman was a great Clinton. I love Daryl Hammond's Clinton too, but Hartman was a great Clinton. And that's just a classic clip. I always think of that when I think of this movie. But like I said, this needed an upgrade. I found it really cheap, and the timing just couldn't be better. I will be watching this soon in another tribute to Rob Reiner. May he rest in peace.
All right. And that time I just listed the item that we just discussed. All right. So I just showed you how quick that goes.
Yep.
So next one up is actually a one that is out of print, which is sad. There's actually some actors I do want to still collect a lot of their work because they are great actors. John Candy's one. Because there's rarely a John Candy film. I'm not talking one where he's in it for like 5 seconds. That's different. Moranis, I like most of the stuff that he is in, again, for more than 5 minutes.
Right.
And
not to say they haven't had good cameos.
And so Danny DeVito is one also, because he's one that I really like. And he did one of these, which I have been meaning to watch for ages. And that is a film called The Ratings Game. I'm not sure if you've heard of this.
With the little lady, huh?
Yep.
Ah.
But you got Rhea Perlman in there as well.
Well, that's what I mean. His little lady.
But you've actually got some interesting cast members in here. Let's see here. We got Garrett Graham, Kevin McCarthy, Louis Gambalvo, Michael Richards, George Wendt, Norm.
Oh,
People
Norm.
in it. So, you got some pretty cool stuff in this. Yeah. I'm going to see if there's anybody else that I'm really noting. Steve Allen. So, this one also had some biting satire. The ratings game stars Danny DeVito as a New Jersey trucking magnate whose only dream is hitting it big as a Hollywood producer. Luckily for him, he has a girlfriend who works for a TV rating service. Together, they pull off a hilarious scam on television's sacred rating system. DeVito makes his directorial debut, which was the other thing. It was a satire film, and it was his first film he directed. I had forgotten there was another reason I wanted this.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I said that's pretty cool.
So, to me, it had a lot of pedigree, and I'd wanted it for a while, and I'd seen clips from it, but I'd never seen it. So I was very glad to hunt down a copy that was finally in a price range. As we do with out of print stuff, is that a lot of it, unless it's something that's like one of those holy grails that you never see and you grab it, usually you try and hope for a copy to come up like brand new. And this copy is brand new.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So, all right, well, I will put this over here.
I could see that getting a Criterion release because they like to do first features, and DeVito is a pretty notable director, so that could be interesting. But, so speaking of people that you want to collect everything they're in, and also speaking of films with good pedigree, this was also one that I think I had a flipper, and I think it was a bare bones one, so this is a major upgrade. Because it's not only Blu-ray, but it's the 40th anniversary collector's edition that has a lot of good stuff on it. There is one actor who has the amazing distinction of having some television work and a lot of stage work, but only 5 film credits, every one of which was a Best Picture nominee. And one of those was a film by Sidney Lumet that starred his frequent collaborator and friend Al Pacino, and that is Dog Day Afternoon. I'm talking, of course, of John Cazale. Dog Day Afternoon, which features not only Pacino and Cazale, but also Charles Durning, Chris Sarandon, a few others. This is a true crime thriller about a couple would-be bank robbers. It's a very interesting movie. It has a lot of unusual elements to it. And again, Sidney Lumet, Al Pacino, John Cazale. I mean, the pedigree is there. It is definitely some high wattage talent. I feel like my dad got me this movie years ago, long before I even knew what it was on about. And I remember being impressed. I've seen it again, and I feel like I was impressed. I don't love the film, but it definitely deserves a spot in the collection. And again, this is a hell of an upgrade. If you look on the back, there's a pretty decent amount of bonus features, including a documentary called I Knew It Was You, Rediscovering John Cazale. So just a film all about him, really. You got director commentary, making of, all kinds of stuff. Really nice edition. Again, it was really cheap. And again, I think I had a bare bones freaking Warner Brothers flipper. So this was a hell of an upgrade.
That is one heck of an upgrade right there.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I know I have Dog Day Afternoon. This is one thing I like about my little app here.
Did you ever see that? Seems like the kind of thing your dad probably would have seen a lot.
Yeah. I mean, mine's just a basic DVD, but mine is, you can't see.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do this as it goes.
That looks like the one I had.
Yeah, it's not a flip. It's not like one of those little flip ones, though.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was a flipper or not, but I know it was a pretty basic edition.
Speaking
I
of,
think all the other ones I'm presenting were flippers.
well, this one's definitely not a flipper. Matter of fact, this is very expensive. This is Aniplex.
Oh, that is expensive.
So one is a somewhat newish acquisition, and one is not very new, but for some reason never got presented, and I thought I'd lost it and realized I just never presented it in the pickup. Which is why I'm trying to get all these pickups done so that I can have it under control.
Right.
And that is a series. Rascal Does Not Dream of a Sister Venture. No.
I don't think I've seen that.
I haven't seen this one yet.
Well, I haven't seen any of them. But I'm trying to remember if I have that one.
I've seen one of the other two. I know that much. I
don't think I have that one.
Dreaming Girl one. I've seen that one. Rascal Does Not Dream of Dreaming Girl. It's a very odd one. It's very much like Monogatari in that, but it doesn't have quite the iffy nature that Monogatari has. For those who've watched it, you'll understand what I mean. There's some things about Monogatari that made me go, I don't know. It's almost as bad as how there's another series that I really like that has like one item in it that just makes me feel uncomfortable. And but still, good series. I haven't seen this particular one on it, but I have seen the next part, which I'm going to throw up here, which is one I should have put up here many months ago, and that is Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Senpai. Now, Bunny Girl Senpai.
Right.
Now, this one I got used, and I got it pretty cheap used. I got it for like, I think $40, which was not bad for that day.
No, not really.
And it comes with, it's got your little art book. It's a really good condition for a used one. And it's got, the other people in there. And
I
essentially,
need to watch the movie.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very good series. I would have probably, at this time, if it's a series I'm lukewarm about, I would look at any series that has lots of different parts that are all expensive and go, I would just get rid of the one I have and be done with it, But this one was really good. Essentially, this guy he's going to school and he just sees this girl just dressed in a bunny costume. And it's just like, what the heck is going on? Because she just walk around public in a bunny costume at school. And he finds out that one day this girl just woke up and nobody could see her. And this phenomenon that comes up that they call puberty syndrome comes up. And there's a lot of interesting and odd stuff that happens around this whole deal. So it was a very good watch for that, and and Dreaming Girl as well. I still need to see the other couple I've got, and I think I still need to have one more release of this before they're done. But that would be good to get that done and have that completed.
All right. And now, I did not entirely plan this when I was trying to put these in order. And then, but when I noticed it, I was like, yeah, let's go with that. My last four have a couple things in common. In addition to all being upgrades, they're all Westerns. And they are arguably four of the greatest Westerns out there. And I know you're not a huge fan of Westerns, but you'll probably at least be somewhat familiar with these.
Maybe.
This one, talking about problematic elements, the one problematic element that kind of spoils it, and that is the classic Western, The Searchers.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately stars John Wayne.
John Wayne is a problematic element in most things he's in.
He is indeed. But you've got this one, in addition to him, you've got Jeffrey Hunter, Vera Miles, Ward Vaughn, Natalie Wood. Pretty notable cast of individuals. It's a John Ford film. He did a lot of films with Wayne. and they do include some of Wayne's better movies. Also, I believe they worked together on Stagecoach, which is one of the movies that put Wayne in the limelight to begin with. The Searchers is widely claimed to be one of the great westerns, and I agree. It is a very good movie. It is one of John Wayne's best films. Yes, he is a problematic individual, and I have never thought he was the greatest actor in the world.
I was going to say, he's way overrated as an actor.
Yeah, but it's a good movie. It's a classic movie. It's worth looking at. I had a friggin' flipper, and I think it didn't have a lot on it. This has a lot on it. That's a lot of bonus features. So it's a pretty nice addition, and I'm very glad to have picked this one up. And I don't have a lot of John Wayne in the collection, but I do think this one's an essential.
All right. Well, that's very good. I'm done with my my two first, so that's it there. But so here's one I got, which I don't even know where I got it from. It says Big Lots, and I don't know if I'd have picked it up at Big Lots. It probably came from Dave, because this doesn't look like something I would just pick up. The Ding Shing film called Railroad Tigers.
Okay.
Dave must have picked it up for $3 as a Jackie Chan led film. That's kind of cool. Dave will sometimes he'll build some stuff up, and then he'll send me these big packages, which is nice of him. And for the most part, I will keep most of the stuff, with a couple of exceptions here and there. Oh, our Mike McNally is back here. Hello, welcome to you as well.
Evening,
for watching. Maybe you've seen this particular Railroad Tigers movie.
Yeah.
But I've gotten some really cool elements from stuff that he has sent, which is there. And I've gotten some things that are iffy. But, I try to watch everything at least once. In the action comedy caper, harkening back to Jackie Chan's classic Hong Kong films, a railroad worker and a ragtag group of freedom fighters find themselves on the wrong side of the tracks when they decide to ambush a heavily armed military train filled with desperately needed provisions. That's a whoopsie. But in any case, it looks interesting. Like I said, I'll give it a watch at least to see if it's any good. I mean, Jackie Chan, also problematic figure, but Jackie Chan's usually worth a watch when you see his name on him.
Yeah, if nothing else, he's usually entertaining. So my next one is another old school classic that's, again, highly regarded. This is actually probably one of the top rated films I'm presenting tonight. And I personally enjoyed it a lot when I saw it. I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't know if it would hit me the same way, but I definitely enjoyed it. And this is a John Huston film from way back in the day that actually won Oscars for writing and directing for Mr. Huston. And his old man, Walter, apparently won the supporting actor Oscar for this film. Walter Huston plays a grizzled prospector in the film better known as a vehicle for Humphrey Bogart, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Ah, very good.
You've also got Tim Holt in there and Bruce Bennett. This is one of Bogey's arguably darker roles. He plays a borderline villain in this movie. And does a great job. I think Bogart is also overrated, but nowhere near as much as John Wayne. Bogart can actually act. He's overrated, but he was a good actor. And this is, in my mind, one of his better roles and better films. And this was not a flipper, but it was, you know how Warner Brothers had certain movies where they had like that little cardboard box and the slipcase. That's how this one came. So this is absolutely a space saver, and it's a little sturdier. And I had a nice. There were good bonus features on that one. I think most of them are on this one. I'm not certain, but there's definitely still some good bonus features here. So this is a nice addition. Save space. It wasn't too expensive. Definitely had to jump on it.
All right, very good.
Mhm.
Well, I got a space saver here.
Okay.
Matter of fact, this is the only space saver I have in this entire thing. Because, well, main reason for it is that I did like a whole upgrade thing. So this must have just got missed on my sweeps. Now, we all know in anime they like to do individual releases, and then they'll put a there.
Yeah.
I usually like to upgrade to Blu-ray for that, but this time I went ahead and I paid $5 for a save edition of Ragnarok the animation.
Ah.
Now, the reason I did that is that mine were broken in the cases, and one of the discs was so badly damaged that it really didn't play. This has a sort of almost a D&D-ish fantasy-style adventure, and I liked Ragnarok. I enjoyed it when I watched it. It was fun. It was funny. It was worth $5 to upgrade this to a slightly slimmer, because three individual DVDs. This takes it down. I don't know if you've seen Ragnarok, but it was fun.
Good times.
Yeah, if you like a good fantasy comedy anime, you like that one.
Okay.
Actually, do you have?
Do what?
You have Ragnarok. I mean, not Ragnarok. Yeah, Ragnarok.
I really can't swear to it. I don't think so, but I don't think so.
Hmm.
So my next one is not one that I would call fun. It's a harsh movie, which is appropriate given the title. It's the movie that won Best Picture in 1990. Amazingly, well, in 92. So technically in 93 because it's a 92 release. And it also won Best Director, Editing, and Supporting Actor. And that is the film directed by a mainstay of the Western genre, who, with this movie, a lot of people said he helped kickstart a largely dead genre with this movie. And that is the Clint Eastwood starring and directed Unforgiven. Which,
good one.
I believe, if I remember correctly, the late Robert Duvall was very dear friends with the late Gene Hackman, who won an Oscar for this movie. If I'm remembering correctly, I do believe Hackman, yeah, he did. And then Joel Cox was the other winner for editing. But you also got Morgan Freeman in there and the late Richard Harris. You'll notice the theme with some of the people involved. But this is a dark, bleak, postmodern Western that is not a laugh-a-minute movie. But it's really, really good. I do believe this is one of Eastwood's best films as a director, probably one of his best films as an actor. And it is a good, solid Western. Now, I know you're no fan of the genre. What was your take on this one?
So, I grew up with spaghetti westerns, which, of course, Clint Eastwood, Man with No Name. So, I take exceptions to those, typically.
Yeah.
They're usually grittier, better acted.
Mm-hmm.
They just, I don't know, to me, they were much more entertaining. But The Unforgiven, I actually watched in theaters with my father. Because it was Clint Eastwood's return to the westerns.
Yeah.
And we were both disappointed when we saw it because we were expecting something like what we had seen before. And this was very different. I've gotten more respect for it. I need to respect it enough to put it on something other than the flipper.
Yeah. That's what I had before.
I've got, but yeah.
And I can't remember if it had any bonus features or not. This one has apparently several documentaries on it and a few other bonus features. So it's not like a top-notch edition, but it's a good one, you know. And again, it's not a freaking flipper, so that is a major upgrade right there.
Yeah. So let's see here. So this next one is another anime. one you may have heard of.
Okay.
It's actually Funimation Essentials, which is called Rage of Bahamut.
I've heard of this. I have not seen it.
It's one I know I got because it was somewhat cheap and I had heard the name before.
I remember. I think it had pretty good reception when it came out.
It's from the director of Tiger and Bunny, and it's based on a mobile game.
Okay.
After one-winged demoness overhears drunken boasts of a bounty hunter, she drags him on a journey to reunite with her family. The pair set out on their grand adventure, completely unaware of a destination where they'll face dark forces working to fulfill an ancient prophecy that will bring about the end of the world. I mean, 12-episode series. It was an essential, so it was probably relatively cheap when I got it. This is probably prior to the acquisition. It's weird, as I don't buy anime off of Crunchyroll anymore, so I can't really say.
Okay.
Or what used to be Right Stuff, which is sad that it's gone.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's very, very sad. So my last one is also one that was a freaking flipper. I believe it was pretty bare bones, and this one actually has just a couple of bonus features, but it has a couple, so I think that's good. So, over the years, I have not had a lot of movies that I call my favorite movie. I don't know how many I had growing up. There may have been a few. I mean, I'm sure at one point The Land Before Time probably was one. I'm sure briefly Jurassic Park might have had that title. There may have been a couple others. But I think the first movie that I said, this is my favorite film. Unfortunately, kind of like the second movie that had that title, also has problematic elements to it now that in a little bit. But whereas I'm a little bit gun shy about returning to American Beauty, this one is a perennial favorite that even though it stars Mel Gibson, it still is one of my all-time favorite films. It is feel good. I want to feel good. I want to have a good time. I'm going to put this movie in. And to be honest, I may be watching it this week because this has been a shit week for the most part, and I need to pick me up. This is a great time to crack up my new Blu-ray edition. And that is the Richard Donner film starring Mel Gibson that was not a Lethal Weapon film. Maverick. This is a take on the old TV series starring James Garner, who did co-star in the film.
That's a long time coming.
What's that?
That upgrade's a long time coming.
It is a long time coming. It also features Jodie Foster. This was the movie where she and Gibson became friends, and that's a friendship that boggles my mind, but apparently it's still there. Apparently she sees something in him that the rest of the world can't see because he is Mel Gibson. But this movie proves without a doubt that Jodie Foster could have been a comedian if she wanted to, and damn it, she needs to make more comedies. Her character also was one of the inspirations for one of my favorite gaming characters that I played. But you've also got the late James Coburn in here. You've got Alfred Molina. You've got the late Graham Greene. You've got Danny Glover in a brief cameo. You got a lot of fun cameos. Hal Ketchum's in there. Corey Feldman. Clint Black. A lot of Denver Pyle shows up. You got a lot of blink and you'll miss some cameos. In fact, I still cannot figure out where Vince and Janice Gill are in this movie. I still can't figure it out. But it is written by the late William Goldman, one of his great films that doesn't get enough love. You've got a score by Randy Newman that's a classic score. Phenomenal soundtrack. I've had this soundtrack on CD for years, and I love this soundtrack. And the movie comes with the video for the Maverick Choir's rendition of Amazing Grace. So that's a cool bonus feature. I wish it had Clint Black's A Good Run of Bad Luck, because he used this movie for his music video. I really, really wish they did that. But still, I love collecting music videos wherever I can get them. This was a freaking flipper. Now it's a nice little Blu-ray. And again, I will put this movie forward as even though I don't fully hold with the separate the art from the artist argument, I feel like a true artist is present in their work. So you cannot fully separate them. And this movie largely does hinge in part on Gibson's performance, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
But I will hold this up as an argument of, I don't care what a shit person Mel Gibson may be, they will never take this movie away from me. And it was overdue for an upgrade. So, yeah.
Well, it's the good thing with Kevin Spacey and American Beauty is that I never liked the film in the first place.
Well, that's good for you. But I do admit I will have trouble seeing it the same way.
No, I still like K-Pax, so I can't really. I'm not one to talk, I guess.
Yeah.
So here's one that's from Vinegar Syndrome, which is a trauma release. I guess this is my final one. I think this is.
Yes, so. It just ran out.
So, and this is a film called Rabid Grannies. It's a trauma release. So it's about these grannies who are really nice old women, but these people are trying to always get out of their estate. They come upon this old wooden box. When they open it up, the grannies get possessed and become undead hags, and then they start going through and killing everybody. I've never seen this one. It reminds me a lot of the concept of the Peter Jackson film. What was it?
One I haven't seen and probably never will. Bad Taste?
Not Bad Taste.
Oh.
No, I think you would like Bad Taste.
Okay. Well, what other one did he do that was...
It is... Hold on. I know this one. IMDb. There we go. It's one of his early movies.
I'm forgetting one, I guess.
Peter... Not Sellers. Yeah, an early Peter Sellers film, you know. With a lot of gore in it, because Peter Sellers was known for his gore.
Well, he was known for that, yes. Another problematic individual that we all like.
Yeah. There we go, director. Oh yeah, Dead Alive.
Yes, that one.
That one is hard to watch if you don't like a lot of gore, and that also has some old ladies that are sweet at first, but then you get transformed by that kind of demon virus thing that they had. Well, that was one of our pickups.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of pickups that are solo by me.
Okay.
But occasionally I'll drag Jake into one.
Mm-hmm.
And but if you really want to see him again, you really, really like Jake's stuff, you should check out the other one that we released today. Mm-hmm. And if you want to help me financially, there are two ways you could do that, actually. There's a Kanaki link down below, which doesn't just have mine, but others. In about a week or so, I'm hoping to re-release Quarantine Cannibal. There was a problem with the disc, so I had to get it refixed. But so the film Quarantine Cannibal will be releasing on that Kanaki, and it will be exclusive there for a little bit. And then there's my eBay store as well, where you'll find a lot of things, including Ravage Nation here, up for sale. So, you should check it out. If it's over $10, I usually do free shipping. Not all the time, but most of the time. It's under $10, well, you got to pay shipping. Mm-hmm. So I can't offer something for $3 and do free shipping, because then I would be paying you to take it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and share. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
SeptumSin versus the world. It's that place for all the boys and girls. You'll feel real safe, you'll feel real warm. It's a cozy place to ride out the storm. SeptumSin! SeptumSin and his best boy Jake see the trends that scare us every day. Physical media is going to the side. Doctor streaming will rule the world in time. SeptumSin! SeptumSin versus the world. It's that place for all the boys and girls. You'll feel real safe, you'll feel real warm. It's a cozy place to ride out the storm. SeptumSin!
Oh, I was